Already, we are back together, and we'll have some continued questions. Thank you.
Thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah.
In connection with your investigation, I think I had asked you about interviewing a number of people and gathering information, which is basically a part of your investigation file, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I know how many files and items of paper I have. Can I assume that your file is a considerable file for your department?
Yes, sir.
And with regard to that file, did you have occasion to interview any of the individuals who were named in the voluntary statement, which was given to you by Mr. Stangeland, marked S-174, which appears before you?
Yes, sir, I believe I did.
Okay. Do you have a recollection of interviewing an individual named Tina Morris?
The name again, sir?
Morris, also known as Robinson?
Tina Marsh?
Morris, M-O-R-R-I-S.
I don't believe I talked to her, sir.
Okay. And do you know whether any other officer from your department may have interviewed that person?
I'm not for certain.
You don't know whether or not Chris Spratt may have interviewed that person, do you?
You may have, sir.
With regard to the voluntary statement, there were information was provided to you in that statement regarding certain email addresses. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you follow up at all on any of those email addresses that were given to you by Mr. Stangeland?
Yes, sir, we did.
And what, if anything, were your efforts in that regard? What did you do?
We looked at those emails. We were able to get those emails drawn up through some technical skills that one of our CNET guys did, you know, and we were able to read what was on those.
I see. And were they made part of your official file in the Vernon County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, sir.
And do you know approximately how many pages of emails might have become part of your file?
I can't recall how many right now, sir.
Do you recall determining who the people to whom the email addresses belonged to were?
Yes, sir.
Did you determine that any of them belonged to Mr. Stangeland?
Yes, sir.
Did you determine that any of the emails belonged to William Barger?
Yes, sir.
Did you determine that any of them belonged to Sonny Barger or Ralph Barger?
Yes, sir. Well, if I may, sir, he said that they belonged to him, but we were able to learn that was not correct. It was falsified email.
So your investigation showed that there were some emails that purported to be from Ralph Sonny Barger, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
But that they, after your investigation was complete, appeared to have not come from that individual.
That's correct, sir.
Did you ever determine who they came from?
Billy Barker.
Could you tell me to whom they were directed?
They were directed back to Billy Barker.
I see. Do you know whether any of them from your investigation made their way to Douglas Stangeland through his email address?
They were forwarded to his email address. His email.
And they purported to be from an individual who referred to himself as Chief? Is that
Correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you come to learn who Chief was?
Yes, sir.
Who was that?
It was supposed to be Sonny Barker.
Did you have occasion to interview an individual named Tim Silvers?
Kim Silver?
Tim,
Tim Silver?
yes.
I believe so, yes, sir.
Do you recall whether you wrote a report regarding your interview of that individual?
I would have, if I had made contact with him, I would have, yes, sir.
Did you actually speak to Dale Lippe, L-I-P-E?
I don't recall that, sir.
Did you ever speak to an individual named Terry Wesley?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you write a report concerning Terry Wesley?
Yes, sir, I did.
In connection with Mr. Barger's arrest, I guess I need to have this marked for identification, Judge. Maybe, I think D1.
Okay.
I don't have it pre-marked.
Very good. Mark, do you want?
Very good, thank you so much. Okay. Let me show you what I've had marked D1 for identification, sir. I'm going to ask if you can identify that document.
Probable cause statement for William James Berger.
Okay, that's the identifying title to what that document is, correct?
Yes, sir,
Who prepared
I did.
it? And I'll note that that particular copy does not bear a signature on it. Am I correct? Would you look at the third page?
You're correct.
It has a space for a signature, however, correct?
That's correct.
And whose signature does it have a space for?
Mine.
And at some point in time, do you have a recollection that a real and true copy of that document ultimately was signed by you?
Yes, sir, it was.
And the purpose of that document is what?
To file charges against Billy Barger.
And that's a document that is submitted to the court, am I correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, to the prosecuting attorney, sir.
I see. And ultimately, does it end up before a court?
Yes, sir.
And that document is the equivalent of a sworn document, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And the statements in it are provided by you based upon the fact that they are all true, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that particular document contains a statement with regard to your testimony that when you entered the Stangeland residence regarding the search warrant being executed, Billy Barger was asleep in the bedroom, am I correct?
Okay, yes, sir. I found it.
Am I correct that that is included in that document?
Yes, sir.
That document is basically a culmination of your investigation concerning proposed charges against Mr. Barger, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And also included in that sworn affidavit or that statement is evidence concerning, toward the bottom, I believe it is, threats that were made toward someone and left on a voicemail or on an answering machine. You recollect that being in there?
Yes, sir.
The allegation is that Mr. Barger made those threats?
Based on the Bates County Sheriff's Office reference report, Barger had made threats. Yes, sir.
Did you become aware at some point in time regarding the nature of any threats that have been made by Barger upon any?
Yeah.
As I asked you, somewhere in the archives of this file, a document like or similar to D1 exists bearing your signature, I assume.
The original, yes, sir.
And that's probably in the possession of either the prosecuting attorney from your county or the court.
Yes, sir.
The document that you referred to as the birth certificate, which is marked S-175. I'm going to place that in front of you. You identified that document previously, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That was provided to you by, I think you said Sheriff Ron Peckman obtained it and gave it to you to include in your file, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you used that to, at some point, approach Mr. Barger and tell him that you knew that he was a fraud?
Yes, sir.
And that particular document is an official document, issued, a copy of it